Most CRT gamers tend to lock in on the Sony Trinitron as the only endgame, and for good reason. Sony's legacy for the aperture grille is well earned. But if you like the look of the shadowmask tube for 240p gaming like I do, Panasonics are one of the top options. This CRT is my latest rescue pickup, and right now, probably my best shadowmask tube. This is a CT-27G4A from 1999, and there's a lot of things about this set that I like, and very little that I don't like. The one thing that sets this model apart from other sets is that it has a Panasonic M-Tube in it. The Panasonic M-Tubes were fairly common in models from the late 90s and early 2000s, and were known for their high-end quality image. Cosmetically, it's in great shape. There is a small crack on the bezel at the top, but nothing I noticed during gameplay. I think these small imperfections give it a bit of character though, so I'm perfectly fine with it. Of course, given how old CRTs are, what matters the most is tube health. When you pick up a set with a unicorn CRT model, it's not going to mean anything if the gun emissions are weak because it has high hours on it. But if you do find a strong Panasonic M-Tube model, I think you definitely have something special and worth keeping. For a while, I was gung-ho about getting a JVC D-Series, but then you have to remember that JVC had tons of different CRT and chassis configurations. Each one had different levels of quality, and to my understanding, most gamers into the D-Series prefer models that have either the Thomson tube or these Panasonic M-Tube models in them. As far as the size, it's not too heavy at only 78 pounds, so it's an easy one-man lift. But it's also very wide and bulky, making it hard to walk through doorways. Let's go ahead and check out the overall build quality and the cosmetic design of this set. I'm not a huge fan of the shape of these Panasonics, but I do appreciate the flat top and the relative boxiness of the front. From the side, you see the famous Panasonic booty, and for some reason Panasonic models from the late 90s and early 2000s had this lump on the top and a very high and extended backside. It didn't come with a remote, but you don't need that since it supports both an input select and menu button on the front. On the backside, we see that in terms of inputs, this model is very basic. Sadly, no S-video or component. It does have the sticker that shows the model number and the year it was made. This model only supports a basic composite input, but I will say the sharpness really shines on it. Let's play a few games and just see how good it can really look. So I picked this CRT up for free as a rescue set from the local estate sale. The house was pretty dirty and looked like a hoarder home, but luckily it was only 5 minutes up the road from me. I dropped in on the last day they were doing the sale, and the guy had it listed for $10, but said if it didn't sell by the end of the day that I could just come by and take it. So that's exactly what I did, and he was even nice enough to clean the dust off and help me load it. I gave him the $10 anyway, and I went on my merry way. Sadly, CRTs have been basically endangered in my area, so it's been hard to find anything with quality worth making a video on and costing under $100. I think this trend is going to continue to get worse over time because CRTs will just keep getting older and aging, and the value is going to keep getting inflated on them. I have seen quality Sonys pop up from time to time, either on Marketplace or OfferUp, but they're usually no less than $200. At this point, I'll still do my best to showcase and review these pickups, but I don't really like just making videos unless it's a decent set that has a good picture. So getting down to the things about this Panasonic that I do and don't like, starting with a few minor gripes, I noticed it has very good geometry for the most part, but there's some vertical bowing along the left and right sides of the picture. If this was a flat CRT, those normally have a pin cushion adjustment, but on this Panasonic, there's really nothing I can do about it. The bowing isn't too bad, so I do think I can live with it, and I did notice the horizontal size is a little bit more narrow than I would prefer. There's nothing in the service menu, unfortunately, that supports adjusting horizontal size, but I don't think it's a big detriment to the picture quality for the most part. Besides a couple minor imperfections with the vertical lines, there's a ton of great things about this set that make it a long-term keeper. This Panasonic has absolutely perfect convergence. Not perfect in the literal sense, but I've never seen convergence as tight and aligned as this set compared to any of the other sets I've picked up. The colors definitely pop, and there's a lack of red push. I've had a few Panasonics in the past with an M-Tube, and usually they have a red push that you have to correct, but I didn't have to do anything with the colors in this case. They were already good to go. Just playing any 2D side-scroller on this TV is a really good feeling on the eyes. Because of the great horizontal linearity, I'm not really picking up any noticeable warping or movement when I play Streets of Rage or Super Mario Bros. I know on lower-end CRTs, the horizontal linearity is inherently flawed, but this set is really comfortable to game on and just has a really crisp and pleasing picture overall. At first, the TV had this sort of like intermittent jump to the video, but after about an hour of warming up, everything seems pretty stable, and nothing is looking too concerning as far as defective components. So for some final thoughts, I definitely think this set is a strong high-end contender for shadowmask CRT gaming. I'm sad that it doesn't natively support S-Video or component, but hey, free is free, and it's gotten really hard to find anything good these days for a low cost. I don't think this Panasonic will fit into my current setup, but since I did sell off my 32-inch RCA that I did a video on last year, I do have some space to keep this set as a backup if anything decides to die on me. As far as the channel goes, I'll do my best to make further content showcasing these CRT pickups, but I don't like chasing after anything that isn't going to have a top-tier picture. It's also been hard to find anything locally that's got component and doesn't cost too much, but one thing about CRT chasing is that they usually pop up when you least expect it. It's possible I may find something new to share much sooner than you think. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.